My name is Joe Weir. I'm a professor in the exercise science program, and I standard professor gig, right? So I teach and I do research and then service. The stuff I teach our neuromuscular class to undergrads in the spring, and I teach statistics to undergrads in the fall, and then in the grad program I teach the cardiovascular course and the advanced ex-phys course right now. I applied for the chair job. So the chair job was open, and Andy Fry was the chair at the time, and I'd known Andy for quite a while. I was a professor at Des Moines University, which is a freestanding, completely health sciences school, and I was teaching in the physical therapy program. And I was there for 17 years and thought I was going to retire there, and I knew the chair job was going to be open, and it kind of was interesting to me. I'd kind of grown in my career. When I first started out, I was like, there's no way I ever want to be an administrator. And probably the last 3 or 4 years when I was at DMU, I started to kind of look at the bigger picture of the university and things that I thought, well, if I was chair or dean, I would do it this way and that way. And that kind of planted a seed. And so then applied for the job and got it and moved the family down here in 2012. So a big chunk of my time is spent actually in collaboration with a group that does spinal cord injury research at the Bronx VA out in New York. And I'm one small cog in kind of a big machine there that actually has collaborations with other research groups. But my primary focus with that group is helping with projects trying to regulate blood pressure and cerebral blood flow in folks who have spinal cord injury. And part of that big picture, why that's interesting or important, is we think it has some relevance with respect to cognitive function and quality of life. Well, it's just really great being at a comprehensive university where we have undergrads. My previous job was all graduate education. Just sort of the culture of being a Jayhawk. One of the things I really noticed when I came here was that KU does a great job of making students feel a part of the university, being a Jayhawk, and that's not common, I think, at a lot of universities. Whatever the team mascot is, that's for the athletic department, and then everyone else is a student and that sort of thing. So I was just telling students last year or so, it's like, where else would you rather go to college, right? We've got a great men's basketball team that won a national title. Women's volleyball team is outstanding. Women's basketball team won the NIT, and our football team is going to bowl games. And you can get a great education. So where else would you rather be? This is going to sound pretty nerdy, but a huge chunk of my research is actually sitting in front of a computer analyzing data. So writing code, statistics, signal processing. Most people hate that stuff. I really enjoy it. You get sort of lost in a project, and it's like a big game or a puzzle. It's an intellectual challenge to try and get the computer to do what you want it to do in terms of analyzing data. So I actually enjoy that quite a bit. As an undergrad, when I started, I was thinking about being a strength and conditioning coach. So I was a mediocre wrestler in high school, played some hockey, started lifting weights. Thought, well, being a strength coach with a college sports program would be kind of interesting. And then I kind of figured out I didn't want to be in a weight room 12 hours a day. And I was pretty good at school. So the intellectual side of exercise science actually was very appealing to me. And so, yeah, in undergrad, I kind of started thinking about maybe going to grad school, becoming a professor. I was picturing more of a teaching type of job, and the research was sort of something you had to do to get your PhD. But once I went to graduate school, all of a sudden the research became very appealing to me. So yeah, this, having this mix of teaching and research, it's a nice way to make a living. Did my undergraduate at Eastern Washington University in Cheney, Washington, which is just outside of Spokane. And met my future wife there. We were dissecting cats together in an anatomy lab. and then went to graduate school at Nebraska, and so I still do. Can I say that I bleed Husker red on Saturdays? You can edit that out. And then my first job was in New York, actually, at Teachers College and Columbia University in the Applied Physiology program there. And that's where I made the connections with the folks at the Bronx VA. So I've been affiliated with folks there, since the mid-90s, actually. Glen Allen, Alaska. So Glen Allen is a small town. I think my graduating class was 26. It's east of Anchorage at the base of the Wrangell Mountains, which is right next to, the Wrangell Mountains are in the Wrangell-St. Elias National Park, which is the largest national park in the U.S. System. So it's beautiful, it's rugged, it's a tough place to live year-round. When I was a kid, it would get 50 below, and they would cancel school. And then they canceled school so much they changed it to 55 below, and they would just delay the buses for an hour if it was minus 50. I have a bit of a motorcycle habit, so I've got, I think, like 6 motorcycles right now. I leave one at my wife's parents' place, farm out in eastern Washington, and rode that to Alaska 2 years ago, left it up there, and then rode it back last year. So when should be working a lot of times, I'm thinking about the next motorcycle trip. Well, the Alaska thing seems to be the biggest conversation starter. So if you're ever interested in a vacation to Alaska, come talk to me. I can give you some inside information.